Welcome back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack. I'm your commentator, and we are here for the 8 p.m. division on Wednesdays. We are here for round 1 of season 5. This is the Madrid Grand Prix. Definitely a bit of a weird season opener, it must be said. Obviously, we have got Madrid as the newest track on the Formula 1 calendar. So it's going to be interesting to see how drivers really approach this circuit and how drivers really take to the track in this opening round, because it is a very difficult track to try and overtake. It's a difficult track to try and make moves. Qualifying can be very important. So I'm sure this is going to be interesting, as we've got Charlie out on track first in the Mercedes-Benz. It's then Jack Plays right behind him. We've got 20 drivers taking to the track tonight. As Charlie lets Jack Plays go through. So Jack Plays will be the first man to try and set a competitive lap time in this session. And the Haas car coming round the banking now. This should be an interesting session, I must say. This will, of course, tell us a lot about what to expect for the season, who we can expect as the favourites. Welcome in, Scooters. Great to see you in the chat. Xavier as well. Good to see you in the chat. We've got Albon Lover in as well. Thank you all for being here tonight, watching this Grand Prix. But before we go into the Grand Prix, of course, first we must qualify, and we have got 16 minutes left of qualifying in this session. Jack Plays comes through the final couple of corners to begin the first flying lap of this session and the first flying lap of this season. Jack Plays into turn 1 we go with the Haas driver. You always want to try and cut a little bit of that inside curb, and then you get the power down on the exit and deploy the battery all the way towards the very high speed chicane, which is quite easy to invalidate at. Jack avoids that particular incident and makes his way up the hill. Very easy to go in a little bit too deep and end up in the barriers. Jack avoids that, does graze the walls and picks up a little bit of damage as well, does the Haas car. And that will be his lap. Pretty ruined. He is still going for this lap. You never know when you'll need a banker, even if you do have a little bit of damage. Especially if you get traffic in your other laps or anything like that. This still could be his quickest time. So always worth completing the lap just in case. It's the Sector 2 split, a 1 minute 2.8. And Jack Plays now to the final sector. This is where he will really struggle with that damage. Has to lift off quite massively. And now we'll get the car turned in to the final sector, using the battery wherever he can in the pursuit of lap time. Jack Plays is going to complete this lap then. And the Haas car rounds the final corner very close to the barrier. And it's a 1 minute 33.7. Charlie invalidated his lap. We've got JF1 on a lap. Blake is coming into the pit lane. One of the McLarens just coming to the line. That was Nova Piper, who starts his first flying lap of the session. We've got Fade on a lap 2. William Brownie now goes to P1 with a 1 minute 32.8. We've got Ben Dearman, who is very, very quick. He's invalidated his lap. Executioner same now with a 1 minute 30.7. That is a very decent lap time from Executioner same. Mr. Smith as well invalidating. Wishing Siren on an out lap. A lot of people picking up invalidations early on in this session. It's very easy to do so. Here's JF1 through the middle sector. And now the final sector comes the Aston Martin car. What does JF1 have? Clouts the wall on the inside. That will lose him a fair amount of time. The Aston Martin using the overtake boost into the final corner, sends it in a little bit deep. That's going to cost him time to the line. JF1 with a 1 minute 34.1 and is currently bottom of the runners that have set a competitive lap time. Tomo in 14th. We've got Ben Dearman, who is invalidated again. We've got Mr. Smith on a lap as well. TTV Kian, as that is a car pulled over to the side. I thought there might be some damage. Was just letting Kian go through. Wishing Siren, currently in 18th place, has not completed a lap time yet. Wishing Siren, easily one of the more underrated quicker drivers we have in MOR. Wishing Siren, always a threat when he takes to the track. You can see the middle sector split, a 1 minute 0 flat. And Wishing Siren, I would not be surprised if he is towards the top of the timesheets. The Red Bull driver lifting and coasting, a little bit wide of the apex there. Whether that was by design or not, I'm not sure. As through the final corner we go with Wishing Siren, right up against the walls, and it is provisional pole for Wishing Siren, a 1 minute 30.2. PTV Kian now drives for the line. He goes P12 with a 1 minute 34.2. Benny is on a lap and just coming through the final couple of corners. Benny through the final corner. He now comes a little bit wide of the apex. Benny goes P6 with a 1 minute 32.7. Only other driver on a lap at the moment is Nova Piper. Tomolad has crashed out in qualifying and will take no further part in this session. The Haas car currently in 14th place. As Nova Piper then gets the car turned in, runs very, very wide. That will cost him time down to the final corner. Nova Piper driving for the line then. It's a 1 minute 31.9. It puts him ahead of his McLaren teammate. What of MOR Blake then? He's just coming up the hill. It's a 27-2 first sector split for the Cadillac driver. Flicking the car in. All over the curbs. Maybe not the ideal line through there. But still plenty of time for Blake to set another lap time in this session after this, using all of the battery in the pursuit of lap time, clouting the wall there. And Blake will maybe back out of this lap. He's burning the battery. As Blake into the final couple of corners. Does look like he's going to continue this lap time. So we'll see what Blake can bring to the table here in the Wednesday 8 p.m. division. Blake comes to the line. It's still P5 for Blake. So Blake definitely has got some pace, even with that mistake in the middle sector. Puts it P5. He's definitely going to be a man to watch. We've got William Brownie and Nova who have invalidated. Blake, of course, is not on a lap. Mr. Smith has invalidated as well. So it doesn't look like we've got anyone on a lap at the moment. Yellow flags in Sector 1 as someone dives out the way. We've still got 9 minutes and 10 seconds left of this qualifying session. Charlie going on to his latest lap has no battery for this lap whatsoever. This is an interesting tactic from the Mercedes driver, I must say. Using all the battery on the outlap is trying to find just some raw pace in the car, it would look like. The car looking very squirrely. Charlie almost seeming scared of driving the Formula 1 car, the way he's flicking the car into the turns. Through the banking we go with the Mercedes driver. Again, still no battery for the Mercedes car at all. And that is really going to be harming his lap time. Luke M and Ben Dearman also on laps. I am excited to see what sort of lap time Ben can do. As Charlie coming through the final sector, a lot of understeer. Keeps the car within the track limits, so this should be a valid lap time for Charlie. He is going to complete this lap then. Through the final corner we go. And the Mercedes driver to the line with a 1 minute 36.6. Here is Ben then round the final corner. We know how quick this man can be. He's the first man into the 1 minute 29s. A 1 minute 29.748 for Ben Dearman. And he is on provisional pole position. Wishing Siren just going on to a lap, as is Executioner Same. Wishing Siren will be the man that will have the right of reply over Ben. Executioner Same trying to get himself involved in that fight as well. The Alpine driver about half a second shy of Wishing Siren. Albon Lover goes into P4 then. Looks like he had a bit of damage on the car as well on that lap. So that is a very decent lap if he did have damage, at least for a while on that lap. Executioner Same is in third. He's 19 thousandths of a second up through the second sector. Is now into the final part of the lap we go. Getting the car turned in, no form of liftoff whatsoever. As through the final couple of corners we go. A little bit of a slide there for the Alpine. Keeping it within track limits. Executioner Same through the final corner. And now towards the line. It is a 10.5 improvement, but it isn't what he will have wanted. Wishing Siren comes into the pit lane. I believe was about 3/10 up on his lap, but electing to box anyway. Very interesting strategy call. Luke M has gone into P6 with a 1 minute 31.3. It's currently the Cadillac duo of Andy Price and MOR Blake that are in 7th and 8th place. Andy Price currently beating his teammate by about 4/10. We've got William Brownie on a lap. We've got Jack Plays on an out lap or an in lap. TTV Kian has had a moment at the top of the hill and has ran it in deep. Keeps going in this session. But that will be his lap over. JF1 into the pit lane. Fade on a lap as well. Charlie looks like he is pushing a little bit more too. So who is on a lap time then? It looks like William Brownie is on a lap. So we'll see what the Red Bull car has to offer. Currently in 11th with a 1 minute 32.2. William Brownie round the final corner. Across the line, goes to P8. Ian has obviously invalidated his lap time. We've got Charlie, who's trying to set another lap time as well, but is backing out of this lap to let other drivers through. Fade is just coming through the final sector now as well. Ollie in the chat. Welcome in, Ollie. Good to see you. Wishing Siren saying he got impeded on his second attempt. As Jack Plays 24 thousandths of a second up. Running very wide through the middle sector there. MOR Blake on a lap as well. What can Blake do? From 9th currently. Was in 8th place, but William Brownie has gone ahead of him. Needs 2/10 of improvement on this lap if he is to get back into 8th. Needs about 4/10 if he is to beat his teammate. Andy Price, his teammate, currently in 7th. LM saying the final corner is so hard. As Blake then, towards the final corner we go with the Cadillac driver. Little graze of the wall to the line. Blake goes third. Cadillac looking very good at the minute, as are Williams. Red Bull looking decent as well. As Mr. Smith has now just gone into second, so Blake drops down to fourth. Wishing Siren drops down to third. Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri saying, I'm Charlie, I had no fuel. Charlie, please do make sure you change your name before the next Grand Prix, my friend. William Brownie on a lap then. We've got James Burrow, who's just come into the final corner on his lap. James invalidates out of the final corner. It wouldn't have been improvement anyway. Jack Plays has invalidated his lap. We've got Fade just coming through the final sector. D Ghost is on a lap. D Ghost with massive front wing damage. So, won't be on a lap for much longer. I'm not sure what's happened to that Ferrari car. As Ben and Wishing Siren are on outlaps then. These are the drivers that we really want to watch at the front. Wishing Siren says he got impeded on his second run. I'm sure we'll have the confidence that he can beat Ben Dearman in this session. Andy Price retires in the pit lane. Doesn't believe he can do better than a 1 minute 31.4. Wishing Siren then towards the final corner. And it's final lap time for the Red Bull driver as he crosses the line to begin his final attempt in qualifying here in Madrid. Downhill into turn 1, through the first chicane we go with the Red Bull driver. And now he continues along the straight and towards the very high speed chicane. We'll go on board with Wishing Siren. You see how much confidence you have to take into that corner. Really flicking the wheel into the turns to get the car where he wants it to be. Trusting the car so much that it will stick. Running right up against the track limits. Ben Dearman, it looks like has crashed out of qualifying. Won't get a better lap time. Qualifying is now over. Wishing Siren pushing on towards the middle sector split. He is 6/10 up on his lap. Wishing Siren knows this needs to be the lap of the weekend, and that is exactly what it is at the moment, riding on board with the Red Bull driver. This has got to be the most committed I have ever seen an F1 esports driver in a car, just throwing the car into the corners, believing it will stick, and Wishing Siren to the line. It's the 1 minute 29.5. That is an incredible lap time here in Madrid. Wishing Siren is on pole position for the Madrid Grand Prix. What a lap from the Red Bull driver. He takes pole. Kian goes to P12. That is qualifying over. It is Wishing Siren on pole position. Ben Dearman in second place, crashed out of qualifying. Albon Lover in third with Mr. Smith in fourth and Executioner Sane in fifth place. James invalidated his lap time. Wouldn't get another attempt. Stays in 10th. Wishing Siren flying out in front. A 1 minute 29.5. Absolutely insane stuff. Well, if that is a precursor for the race, it must be said this is going to be quite a Grand Prix. It's the Madrid Grand Prix, and it's up next. Welcome back to the action then, ladies and gentlemen. And we're on the formation lap for the Madrid Grand Prix. Wishing Siren starts on pole position. Ben Dearman in second place with Albon Lover in third. Mr. Smith in fourth with Executioner Same in fifth. The strategy is not very split at all. Two hard runners, those being Wishing Siren and James Burrow. One soft runner, that being JF1. Everyone else on the medium compound tyres. And we just await the cars to get around the formation lap before the start of what should be a brilliant race. In qualifying, looks like the best constructor has got to be Alpine. Although saying that fade down in 17th, I thought there was an Alpine higher up. Williams definitely looking strong. Cadillac looking strong as well. D-Ghost and Charlie have been disqualified. Red Bull looking very strong too. The Constructors' Championship very, very closely knit in really all of the championships that we've got in MOR esports. It looks no different in this division. Alcada saying, I'm excited to see how Jack Plays performs. He's in my team in the Saturday division. Jack Plays down in 13th place in qualifying, but anything can happen in the Grand Prix as we line up on the grid, and all that's left to do is wait for the lights. The engines roar to life then here in Madrid. And we can go racing for the Madrid Grand Prix. Wishing Siren does get away well from pole position. But look at Ben Dimon into turn one. The V-Carb takes the lead. Wishing Siren starting on the hard compound tyres. Doesn't look like it's worked out well for him as he's now down to fourth place. Ghost mode is on, but it will turn itself off now as Mr. Smith uses a bit more battery. Wishing Siren with a terrible getaway. Albon Lover up into second as a few cars go off through the gravel at the chicane. We've got a few cars involved in incidents. I can't see anyone that's been spun around or anything like that, though. So we continue on cleanly through the first sector. Ben Dearman is your leader from Albon Lover in second place. Mr. Smith is third with Wishing Siren in fourth place. Luke M running in fifth. As we have all got through cleanly then. And lap 1 looking good so far. Big loser on this opening lap is MOR Blake, who's down 9 places from where he started. Big gainer is Benny, who's up 5. Executioner Same also down 6. We of course spoke about Wishing Siren starting on the hards as we've got a big crash at the back. JF1, D Ghost and Tomo Lad all involved. As D Ghost and JF1 having a bit of a moment, and JF1 might have some rear wing damage. And that might be why he is struggling already. As you see him get the car turned in, and it does look very oversteery for JF1, who is coming into the pit lane. D Ghost staying out. Tomo Lad also into the pit lane as well. As we're on lap 2 of 29, Ben Dearman is your leader. Albon Lover in second place. Mr. Smith third with Wishing Siren in fourth. Luke M is in fifth with Andy Price in sixth. But he's going to lose a whole host of positions because he is in the wall at the top of the hill. We said in qualifying, it's very easy to go a bit deep on the brakes and end up in the barriers. That is exactly what Andy Price has done, and has got some big front wing damage as well. As round the outside looks Fade. Fade doesn't have the battery to make the move stick, but Andy Price is struggling. As James and Benny do battle Mercedes versus McLaren, it's James that wins that fight out for the time being. As we've got another yellow flag, and that is for JF1 again, who has had a moment. And I do wonder if there is some rear wing damage on that car. You can see how gently Jay is having to drive. Really not pushing at all. Even more damage for JF1 as well, as Wishing Siren sets the fastest lap of the race. Executioner Same into the pit lane, as is Andy Price. Just want to ride on board with Jay a little bit more and see if it is rear wing damage. Obviously there's front wing damage, so it's a bit hard to tell at the moment. As the top 4 pulling clear of Luke M then. Luke is currently 3.2 seconds behind Wishing Siren. Your top 4 separated by about a second. It's Ben Dearman that is your leader at the moment. Charlie picks up the first penalty of this race. Executioner Same and Andy both came into the pits. We can assume JF1 will be in the pits as well, as Wishing Siren and Mr. Smith do battle, as do Ben Dearman and Albon Lover. JF1 is back into the pit lane. As Albon Lover all over the back of Ben. Wishing Siren all over the back of Mr. Smith. We're only on lap 3 of 29. Albon Lover is going to lose the position here, it looks like, to Mr. Smith, who goes deep on the brakes. As that is Albon Lover, who's gone round. A bit power hungry on the throttle. Trying to defend from Mr. Smith. And Albon Lover into the barriers with some front wing damage. Harry is also coming into the pit lane. And that leaves us with a top 3 that will fight out front. Alcada saying, Crossley better do a shift and a half for you when he comes back. What do you mean, Crossley? What do you mean, Alcada, sorry? What do you mean he's got to do a shift? As Harry retires in the pit lane. JF1 already being lapped in this race, and we're only 4 laps in. Albon Lover also in the pit lane after his damage is Wishing Siren, looking to make a move on the Ferrari. Doesn't look like he's going to sneak his way through at the moment. Mr. Smith still running in second then. Luke and Nova Piper battling away. It's the Williams man that is currently ahead, but Nova Piper will look to try and keep himself, or not keep himself ahead, but get ahead as soon as possible. William Brownie in 6th. We're watching from the rear end of Williams Red Bull as we have now got a virtual safety car deployed in this race. And who exactly is that for? Who's picked up a little bit of damage? We've got Ben Dearman staying out. Mr. Smith into the pit lane. Wishing Siren also stays out. We've got Luke staying out. Nova Piper coming into the pits. William and James also stay out. I can't see anyone that has picked up any damage to bring out the virtual safety car. The Ghost does have damage, but it doesn't look like enough to bring out a VSC. I guess that is what it is out for, though. If you are just joining us, you join us on lap 5 of 29 of the Madrid Grand Prix. Ben Dearman is your leader. We're under the virtual safety car. Jay, please make sure you're focusing on racing, not talking in the chat. His Executioner Same picks up a 3-second time penalty. Wishing Siren in 2nd place. Luke M running in 3rd. William Brownie 4th as Albon Lover now comes into the pit lane and retires from the session. And that is Albon Lover's race done. We've still got plenty of laps to go in this race. Alcada saying we have done like 80 races or more in 2 weeks and Crossley's been on holiday and you were on comms. To be fair, I haven't been doing it all alone. I have had the help of Sander, of Gavin Bass. We had Sean in for, I think, a race or two. So it's not just been down to me. There's been a lot of people. As we've now got a safety car deployed, as Tomo has crashed out, and that's at the top of the hill where Andy Price went into the barriers. But no, Alcada, I do get your point. Don't get me wrong. I've done, let's say, most of the commentary. Realistically, that is just because I am the only other full-time commentator besides Jack Crossley. And at the end of the day as well, you know, Mikey will come to me at the start of every week and say, hey, Jack, what races do you want to do? How many dates do you want to cover? So all the races that I do, I have put myself down for. I honestly want to keep commentating 4 times a day, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. But it does look like weekend races, I won't be doing any at all, whether that is Saturday or Sunday. I won't be on any of the weekend races, so I'll have the weekend off. And then from Monday to Friday, I think it is going to be 3, maybe 4 races a day. We just have to see, you know, what Jack Crossley wants to do as well. Of course, he's been on holiday for a while. I'm sure he's raring to go to get back into the commentary booth too. Obviously, we want to give some spots to our other commentators as well, like Gavin Bass, like Sander, Ju Jens. So it can't just be me and Jack Crossley, let's say. So we'll see what happens in the future, and we'll figure out where it is going. Obviously, I will update you guys as soon as possible. I am streaming tomorrow at midday, so it will probably be at some point tomorrow that I will be letting you guys know about what the rotas are and who's commentating what days. We are going to do it more of like a full-time thing, especially with Season 5 officially starting. It is just going to be a case of, okay, so JP will do every Wednesday 8 PM, Crossley will do every Wednesday 6 PM and stuff like that. So you kind of get used to having the same voice commentate the same championships. social races will still be me and Jack Crossley as well, but social races will be more orientated towards other commentators like Sander, like Jugens, and of course with the announcement that I made yesterday during the podcast about me starting a commentary academy, we are also going to be closely working with MOR and providing people in my commentary academy with unique opportunities to commentate some social races in MOR. So it should be really cool. I'm really excited for the commentary academy to sort of be born, and for people to get involved, and I can try and pass down, let's say, some of my wisdom in a way. I've been working very hard on the Discord server, and how we're going to make everything work and get people involved and really make it as interactive and as good as possible. And hopefully it should be quite fun. There's not too many details I want to spill. We are going to have 3 different types of packages, which will be the basic package, the advanced package, and the elite package. All of them will be paid services, but obviously the prices aren't going to be high. I do realize that the sort of demographic we're going for with the Commentary Academy will be a younger audience. So obviously, you know, maybe people that aren't working jobs, maybe people that aren't able to work jobs, things like that, and want to get involved in commentary on league racing and in motorsport and ultimately just become a commentator. So we've got our 3 packages. The prices are somewhat in place. They haven't been fully decided yet. But obviously any updates, I will tell you guys about that. I would say really follow me on TikTok. That will be the place where you will get most of the updates sort of on my TikTok stories and whatnot. Of course, add me on Discord as well. If anyone watching the stream is interested, I can see Alcada and Jay in the chat as well. Just give me a DM after this race, and I will kind of put you down on a wait list for the academy, and we will make sure that we get you in when possible. Hopefully, it's going to be a really fun, cool project, and I am really looking forward to getting into sort of running the academy and getting people in and really teaching people how fun commentary is and getting people involved with commentary and trying to teach people. So it should be very good fun. As I say, if you are interested, do pop me a message in the chat or message me on Discord or whatever it is, and I will get you down on our wait list. And then, of course, as soon as the Commentary Academy is opened, we will get you an invite in, and you can have a little tour of the server. So I definitely look forward to opening that, and who knows, maybe it will be you one day that will take my spot as the MOR full-time commentator and will be commentating these championship events, these wonderful championship events that MOR brings to you. Mr. Smith is your leader then. The safety car is in this lap. And the Ferrari man will lead the field away. As you can see by the tyres, Mr. Smith, I believe, was one of the men that boxed under the virtual safety car. That has allowed him to take the lead of the race. And only 2 laps, the difference in tyres. Mr. Smith, when does he get this race started then? Is leaving it till the last moment. Goes now, and look at Luke M's restart. Into turn 1 we go. Luke not able to make a move. It looks like we're all getting through the chicane cleanly. Little bit of contact there between Fade and Wishing Siren, who's down in 12th place at the moment. Wishing Siren boxing under the safety car. Andy Price all over the back of Charlie. Andy Price not able to make his way through as Ben Dearman is losing positions massively here. Is down to 4th place. Luke M is in the lead of the Grand Prix. Mr. Smith in 2nd with William in 3rd. What has happened to Ben Dearman? And Luke M is your leader. I wonder if Mr. Smith and Ben maybe had a little bit of contact. And that has allowed the likes of Luke and William to get through. As it sounds like there's a lot of contact with the wall going on there. And Benny is dropping a lot of positions. Is down now to 15th place. JF1 and D Ghost right at the back as well. We do think that JF1 has got some rear wing damage. So that would explain why he is struggling in this race, of course. As Luke M does look like he's going to lead a lap here in Madrid tonight. As he comes around the final corner and we've got a virtual safety car deployed. The question is, who's going to be into the pit lane to change their front wing? Because that will tell us exactly who has had a bit of a moment. Ben Dearman is in the pit lane. We've also got Blake in the pit lane and James Burrow. Ben Dearman, I wonder if he maybe picked up some damage, and that's where the likes of Luke M were able to sneak through. As the full safety car looks like it's been deployed. It says it's a virtual safety car on the top left-hand side of the screen, but the full safety car is most certainly on track. I did want to put out there as well. I do see a few people commenting about the Commentary Academy. Is there any questions that anyone has about the Commentary Academy? Because if there are, do feel free, and I will try and answer the best I can. Obviously, there will be some answers that I don't have, like, let's say, a start date. We're not sure when we are going to open up to the public yet. Crazy saying, what are the prices roughly? We have somewhat worked out what the prices are going to be. Obviously, they might change. We will probably do things like sales as well and things like that. The basic package will be £5. The advanced package will be £10. And the elite package will be £20. The basic package is for people that are brand new to commentary. That are looking to get behind the microphone for the first time. So it goes in depth about a lot of basic things, would you believe it? Hence the name basic package. The advanced package is for more people that have done commentary before, but want to take their ability to that next level. And the advanced package also goes into detail a lot more with things like streaming. And how you can make the streams look more professional and how you can make the streams look cleaner and all that sort of thing. And then the elite package is for people that have been commentating for a good while that are looking to basically become the best commentary version of themselves. So that covers very, very elite level things. Like, you know, owning your tone of voice and making your own brand. And we're going to add things on there as well, like maybe help with a CV if you are looking to do commentary as a full-time job and resources like that. So it is a very in-depth program. And we are, you know, constantly going to be adding to it even after the Academy goes live. We will still be adding things to all the packages. We might come up with some more tiers and whatnot. And different packages and that sort of thing. So it's a really, really exciting project, I think. I think people like me that enjoy commentary and that are passionate about commentary will really enjoy it. And I think the resources and the utilities that we will be able to provide to people will be very beneficial. So I do urge you, if you are an aspiring commentator, do get yourself involved. And I do think it really will be worth it, because it's, you know, I've got 5+ years, nearly 6 years of commentary experience now. And it's basically a vial of all the experience I have ever picked up as a commentator. So I think it is going to be something that will be beneficial to a lot of people. I think it's something that people will enjoy quite a lot. And yeah, I really do hope that you guys enjoy it. Drew saying, hello, JP. You on comms for the Thursday 8 p.m. race? I'm not. That will be Daikon, I believe. Daikon is normally on the Thursday 8 p.m. races, from what I remember. As the safety car is in this lap then, and Luke M will lead us away for the safety car restart. Ben Dearman has retired from the race. I'm not sure what happened to the V-Card man. And we get underway then here in Madrid. We're on lap 12 of 29 of the Madrid Grand Prix. It's the Luke M that is your leader. A lot of the cars really lagging about. I'm not sure if that's a problem with me, as that was an Alpine that's gone round and its executioner same that is in the barriers and has lost the front wing. The virtual safety car is deployed in this race. The carnage continuing on in MOR Esports. We knew Madrid would be chaotic. The chaos absolutely massive. JF1 still in 16th. We are assuming that Jay has got rear wing damage, has got some front wing damage as well. Luke M still leading this race. Mr. Smith in second with William Brownie in third. In the constructors, looks like Red Bull are having a very good day out. Williams could have been very good, was it not for Albon Lover's manual retirement. Blake and Andy Price, the Cadillac duo, in 7th and 8th. They are doing a good job of hauling in some crucial points. As Luke M, once again, under pressure from Mr. Smith, will go on board with the Ferrari driver, who is looking to try and make a move at the final corner, looking towards the inside. Very unorthodox place to make a move. Luke M remains in the lead for the time being. William Brownie right behind this as well. Mr. Smith not close enough to the Williams at the moment. Luke using a lot more battery than Mr. Smith to try and stay ahead. And that may come back to bite him. As Nova Piper sets after William Brownie. Blake gets up ahead of Wishing Siren. And Blake now up into 6th place. The medium compound tyres working well for Blake. TTV Kian currently running in 5th. Blake going to look to try and take the position off of him. As Kian bounces off the wall and runs a little bit wide. Will that provide Blake with an opportunity to get through? He is looking towards the inside line. Kian tries to fight it, but isn't able to fight it as hard as he would want to. We've got a yellow flag, and that is for Executioner Same again, who has gone round, doesn't have any damage, avoids that as Mr. Smith down the inside on Luke M is not able to make the move through, and Luke M remains in the lead for the moment. We're about to move on to lap 14 of 29. Luke M is your leader. Mr. Smith going down the inside into turn 1. The Ferrari giving everything to try and get through, but is not able to make his way past. As Luke now draining the battery, as is Mr. Smith. Yellow flag, and that's for JF1 as Mr. Smith now looks towards the inside line. Luke round the outside again manages to hold the position. But Mr. Smith with much more battery than Luke M. And Luke fighting to try and stay in front. But ultimately, that battery usage may end up hurting him at the end of the day. Yellow flag in Sector 2. That's one of the Mercedes, and that's James Burrough, who has done exactly what Tomo and Andy Price did. And James will definitely be into the pit garage at the end of this lap. Executioner Same retires from the race. Andy Price in 13th with Jack Plays in 14th place. JF1 has had yet another moment, trying to get back on track in 16th place. When he gets round another lap, it will be 15th as he'll come out ahead of Executioner Same's retired car. And you can see how difficult it is for JF1 to try and turn the car without the rear end stepping out. As we've got another yellow flag. That is for an Alpine. I believe that is Fade, who is letting everyone through. Oh no, that would have been Executioner Same. Sorry, that would have been his retired car. As Nova Piper picks up another 3-second time penalty. Mr. Smith is now your leader. Luke M in second place. Nova Piper's third with Blake in fourth. William Brownie fifth with Wishing Siren in sixth place. Siren is looking to try and make a move on his Red Bull teammate round the outside of the banking and gets the move done. Executioner Same saying he had to retire because of rear wing damage. It was impossible to drive. Blake not able to get on tabs with the top three at the moment. Alcada saying, JP, I'm going to ask my girl best friend to be my girlfriend tomorrow. Any tips? Ooh, that's a difficult one. I mean, if you're talking genuinely, and you do actually really want some advice, I would say the main thing is be confident. Confidence is a very big thing. Say it like you mean it. Don't come across like you're second guessing yourself. I would say another big thing is don't rehearse what you want to say before you do it. It's quite common that, you know, if you are going to do something like that, you will write something down or make notes or whatever. Just say what feels right in the moment. Being nervous means you care. That's not a bad thing. If you are nervous, that's a good thing because it means you care enough to be nervous about it. Use that nervousness to your advantage. And just kind of let it happen at its natural time. Obviously, it will be the sort of thing you want to, you know, you'll see her or you'll speak to her on the phone or wherever it is you're doing it. And you will want to just ask immediately. But just kind of let the conversation take its natural course. You know, have a normal conversation like you usually would. And then when it feels like the time is right, ask the question. And then the big thing is, whatever the answer, don't get in your head. If she says yes, absolutely brilliant. But don't get too overconfident. Don't get too excited. Obviously, be excited. You know, I don't want you to sit there and go, "Ah, I've got a girlfriend." Like, obviously be excited, but don't be too overconfident. But at the same time, if she says no, don't get too down on yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. Whatever the outcome is, whatever it is that you say or anything like that, that would probably be my best advice. So, again, best of luck to you, Alcada. I do genuinely wish you the best with that. And do let us know how it goes. Jay saying you're a commentator, JP, not a therapist or something. You're a driver, Jay, not a keyboard warrior, but you're still coming into my TikTok chat while driving after I've told you 20 times. So, who's the bad guy now, huh? Oh, dear. We do have a laugh, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Lap 17 of 29 of the Madrid Grand Prix. Mr. Smith is your leader. Luke M in second place with Nova Piper in third. Wishing Siren is fourth with MOR Blake in fifth. Jay says, I'd call it crashing, not driving. Just made my 6th pit stop. I don't think I've ever heard the phrase a 6th stop before. That is crazy. Oh my god. Jay, while you're actually in the chat, do you have rear wing damage? I take it you do have rear wing damage, don't you? Because you are sliding absolutely everywhere. You do. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I thought so. Mr. Smith then charging on in the lead of this race. 1.9 seconds is the gap out in front. As we've got a yellow flag deployed, and that is for Charlie and for D-Ghost. Charlie picking up a 10-second time penalty for a severe collision as Nova Piper gets through on Luke and up into second. Nova Piper with, I think, a couple penalties in this race at least. We will quickly double check that. It is 6 seconds for Nova Piper, 22 for Charlie. 10 seconds will be served in the pit lane. The D-Ghost will be very happy to get out ahead of the Mercedes car. JF1 gonna unlap himself from Charlie here. I'm sure Jay very happy about that. As Jay, nope, never mind. Jay goes around. He will not be unlapping himself from Charlie. Oh no, he may do still. If he can get the power down quick enough. Where's Charlie? He's just coming out the pit lane now. Yep, Jay has unlapped himself. Even with the spin. Executioner same saying what track is next week. I'm not sure, to be honest. You would have to check the Discord channel to see that. I can't think off the top of my head. As Nova Piper getting a little bit out of shape through the chicane there. Nova Piper is gaining a lot on Mr. Smith. It must be said. Has Mr. Smith got damage? He does. Mr. Smith has got front wing damage. And maybe that is why Nova Piper is gaining time on him. The Ferrari man carrying some damage on that front wing as Wishing Siren gets through on Nova Piper and up into second place. And the Red Bull driver will now try and challenge away with the Ferrari. Alcala saying commentator curse JP. It always happens. It always happens. I'll call something and then it will be like the end of the world. It's horrible. 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix then, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Smith is your leader by 1.3 seconds to Wishing Siren. Nova Piper in third. We continue on in this lead fight. MOR Blake now comes into the pit lane for 5-lap old hard compound tyres. That's an interesting choice, it must be said. As Nova Piper still trying to chase down Wishing Siren. Wishing Siren chasing after Mr. Smith, using the battery, is looking towards the inside line, but isn't able to make a move. Mr. Smith is your leader, but it does not look like that is going to be the case for too much more. For too much longer. Because Wishing Siren has absolutely incredible pace. And I really do not see how Mr. Smith is going to be able to try and defend from this, because Wishing Siren is gaining in every which way, no matter what corner, what straight line it is. And the crazy thing is, there's only 3 laps difference in their tyres, but Wishing Siren just looks that little bit more confident in the car to be able to push it to the limit. We really saw that in qualifying, and Wishing Siren stormed to pole position. Lap 21 of 29 in this race, and they are still battling away. Wishing Siren edging closer to Mr. Smith, but not able to get his way through. Nova Piper rejoining this fight, as well as Charlie has crashed out of the Madrid Grand Prix. We'll go to Benny and see if we can see where that crash has occurred. And that is a very odd place for a car to crash, it must be said, as Wishing Siren is going to look for the move on Mr. Smith towards the inside of turn 1. You'd argue the outside line is the better, but Wishing Siren with a better exit. And the Red Bull driver does move through into the lead of the Madrid Grand Prix. Mr. Smith will try and fight this back, but he isn't able to make the move. And it's Wishing Siren that is now your leader here in Madrid. And that gap immediately opening itself up between the Red Bull and the Ferrari. Nova Piper trying to get himself involved in the fight, but with the penalties, that is not going to be easy. It's JF1 again bringing the yellow flags out. Nova Piper still gaining on the Ferrari. Wishing Siren looks like he's going to get the overtake boost here from the lapped Ferrari, that being D Ghost. So Mr. Smith's teammate not helping him out here, because Wishing Siren, no, he's not going to get the overtake boost. Mr. Smith does, as does Nova Piper. Nova Piper looking for the overtake, isn't able to make it work. But now up the hill, is he going to look to make the move round the outside? Not easy to make a move around there, and has to stay behind the Ferrari for at least the time being. And the gap now between Wishing Siren and Mr. Smith, 1.5 seconds as JF1 retires from the race. And that will be Jay in 15th place then. in this Grand Prix and out of the Madrid Grand Prix. Executioner same leaves the session. This is your closest battle on track. Nova Piper versus Mr. Smith. Nova Piper. I don't think he's going to get second place. I don't even think he's going to get third because Luke M is within that 6-second penalty range. But Nova can definitely try and get this podium on track and prove to himself that he was able to do it. Alcada saying, JP, will you be on comms for F2 6 p.m.? Good question. What am I doing on Friday? No, I won't. I'll be there on... So tomorrow I'm doing 12, 2, 4, and 6. So 4 back-to-back. And then I'm doing 12, 2, 4, and 8 on Friday. Lap 24 of 29 of this Madrid Grand Prix. And it's Wishing Siren that is your leader. We're still watching Nova Piper versus Mr. Smith. And they are currently battling away for the points positions that matter most. Or, well, that matter the second most. The leader is massively gone in this race. Wishing Siren flying away with this one. Nova Piper, I'm sure, wants to get ahead of Mr. Smith so he can try and run away from at least Luke M. It doesn't look like it's going to work out for him. As we've only got 4 laps left in this race. Wishing Siren is your leader. .7 seconds is the gap out in front then. The other closest fight on track is between Benny, who's actually just come into the pit lane. Ian in 7th place then. Benny coming in for soft compound tyres too. Oh, Fade now crashes out through La Monumental. We'll go on board, and that is a big, big crash there. The car right in the middle, in the middle of the circuit. I take it we've used up all the safety cars because that would easily, or should easily be a safety car. MOR Blake right on the back of William Brownie. Cadillac versus Red Bull. It's Blake with, what is it, 8-lap younger tyres. And Blake should realistically breeze through here. William is going to run out of battery as well. And Blake does breeze through into 5th place. We'll look at the penalty screens. Blake needs to try and pull out 3 seconds on the Red Bull driver. And Blake up to 5th. Needs to try and pull that gap. Luke M still 1.9 seconds behind Nova Piper. Doing more than enough to finish on the podium is Luke. Nova now with 9 seconds in penalties. So even easier for Luke to finish on the podium. Mr. Smith with a 3-second penalty. So Luke M might even be able to take second place in this race. And with it, because it's the opening round, second place in the World Drivers' Championship. .6 seconds is the gap out in front then. It's Wishing Siren that is your leader. We are on board with Nova Piper, who is chasing down Mr. Smith. It does look like Nova is falling a little bit off the back of the Ferrari car. And Luke M in 4th place then is going to try and make this move on track. Needs to stay within 3 seconds of Mr. Smith if he wants to take second in this race. It says Nova Piper got damage. It doesn't look like it, but Nova Piper going very slowly. TTV Kian picks up a 3-second time penalty. As it looks like we've got a good battle going on here. We have indeed, between James Burrett, Jack Plays, TTV Kian and Benny. We're on the penultimate lap of this race. Four cars fighting for P8 in this Grand Prix. Blake gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. For Wishing Siren then, this has been a brilliant Grand Prix, has survived the chaos when many others haven't. We've had 8 drivers retire from this race, but it's Wishing Siren that is going to stand tall above the rest of them. The Red Bull man rounding the final corner to begin the final lap of this race. And Wishing Siren, it's going to be a dominant victory in the end, but he definitely had to work for this one. Mr. Smith does look like he's going to finish in second because Nova Piper is struggling and Luke M in 4th place cannot get by. For Wishing Siren, this is going to be the perfect way to begin the season here in the Wednesday 8 PM division. Has looked like one of the quickest drivers in MOR when he takes to the track. He may not have the popularity of a Solar or a Kevin, but Wishing Siren is definitely a man that people should be afraid of. As into the final sector we go then. We're nearing, well, we're at basically the middle of the week with MOR Esports on our launch week for Season 5. And it's going to be Wishing Siren that ends Wednesday in style. As round the final couple of corners comes the Red Bull driver. Wishing Siren to the top step of the podium in round 1. Wishing Siren wins the Madrid Grand Prix. Mr. Smith will come home for second place, and it will be Luke M that joins him on the podium. A good drive from the Williams to take third place after Nova's penalties. Nova Piper finishes in fourth. It will be Blake coming home in sixth. Blake in fifth with William Brownie in sixth. Andy Price seventh with James Burrow in 8th place. Jack Plays in 9th and Benny in 10th. These two, or these three should I say, still scrapping away. TTV Kean will finish in 11th with D Ghost in 12th. Benny has run out of battery. And that will allow Jack Plays and James to fight, but it doesn't look like Jack is going to have any way to get through. But James picks up a 3-second time penalty in the final few corners. And that's going to allow both Jack Plays and Benny to finish ahead of him. And James Burrow, I'm sure that controller or that headset will be getting thrown after this Grand Prix, because he is thrown away in 8th place. With about 5 or 6 corners to go. They all cross the line together. Jack Plays finishes ahead of him, as does Benny. That is your Madrid Grand Prix over, ladies and gentlemen. And Wishing Siren taking the crown. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with me tonight to the Madrid Grand Prix. What an opening round. What a chaotic round to open the Wednesday 8 p.m. division. My name's been Jack. I've been your commentator. A pleasure to bring you the action tonight. I will be back with you tomorrow at 12 p.m. I hope to see you there. Until I see you, take care. And as always, ta-da.